Hi, welcome to Educators Empowering Educators. I'm Shelly, and if you're a teacher who loves finding smarter, faster ways to plan and teach, you're in the right place. Over the years, I've supported hundreds of educators, and recently I asked some of the teachers I work with, what's one of the most time-consuming tasks in your week? Nearly all of them said the same thing, creating daily bell work, exit tickets, and quizzes to check for student understanding. That's why in today's episode of Level Up with AI, I'm going to show you how to use Canva's Magic Write tool to instantly generate all of those tools, customized to your actual lesson content so you can assess students' learning without spending hours building materials from scratch. Let's jump in. The first thing you're going to do is head on over to canva.com, sign in. If you are new to Canva, you can go ahead and sign up for a free account. It will offer you a free pro account, which is what I'm using today for our presentation. The Pro account is actually very beneficial. It has a lot of AI features. So if you find yourself using Canva for quite a lot of activities or quite a lot of projects, I highly recommend trying the Pro account. So for today, let's go ahead and click on Whiteboard. Once that opens up, you're going to go ahead and go to the bottom where you see this little sparkle. Click on that. We're going to be using this Magic Write tool that's top here, but for some reason, if you are not seeing this Magic Write tool at the top, you can go ahead and search for it here at the top and just type in Magic Write and it should pop up. So go ahead and click on Magic Write. Now it's just going to ask you to describe what you want it to create for you. Today I'm going to walk you through different prompts you can use for different subjects. So let's start off first with a math lesson. So let's say I wanted to create 3 questions, or let's say I wanted to create 3 exit ticket questions for me for a math lesson. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it to create a 3-question, let's say exit ticket for a 3rd grade math lesson on multiplication using arrays and equal groups. There we go. Then you're going to go ahead and hit generate and just give it a minute, and there you go. You already see that it's formulating all the questions there for me. It's really good. Actually, it gives you the question. It doesn't give you the answers yet, but you can ask it to generate the answers for you. Now, but let's say I want to add one more question onto this. So I wanted to adjust it a bit. I'm going to go ahead and hit this but. Now it's going to ask me to type in what I would like it to add on. Add one more question where the students have to draw a visual model. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and tell it to regenerate, and hopefully it should add a 4th question there for me. There I added my visual model question where the students have to actually draw something. And now I wanted to go ahead and enter that into my whiteboard here. And let's see, there we go. And the nice thing is, because I have it in whiteboard mode, I can go ahead and start presenting. So I can present this to the students in class. So I'm just going to hit these 2 arrows. It opens it up even bigger, and you can display it on your smartboard and ask the students to either answer all the questions or maybe ask them to pick 1 out of the 4 questions. And it just allows the teacher, or as a teacher, to really check for your students' understanding on that specific lesson. So let me just go ahead and exit out of presentation mode. Now I want to go ahead and show you how you can generate another type of quiz or assessment for another subject. So I'm going to go ahead and clear that. I'm going to go back to the quick action, click on Magic Write. So let's say I want to generate a bell work prompt for 4th grade where they have to identify the main idea in a short paragraph. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it to generate that for me. So generate a bell work prompt for 4th grade reading that asks students to identify the main idea of a short paragraph. And let's say I also wanted to include the paragraph so that way I don't have to go anywhere else or look for it. Include the paragraph and 1 to 2 multiple choice questions. Multiple choice questions. And let me just clean up some of my typos here a little bit so that way it doesn't get confused. Multiple and identify. There we go. All right, and I'm going to press generate and just give it a minute. There it goes. It's actually generating the paragraph for me and the questions. Isn't that great? I'm going to go ahead and insert this. Let's just say I want to go ahead and have the students work on this with partners for bell work or maybe individually, and I want to give them a set time so that we can continue on with our lesson. You can go ahead and click here on the timer at the bottom, and it allows you to go ahead and add a visual for the students and an actual timer so that you can monitor how much time they have. You can either minimize the time to 1 minute or it can go up to as much as you like, and then you're going to go ahead and just start the timer here. Okay, so that's a nice little feature within whiteboard mode as well. Now let me go ahead and show you how you can go ahead and use this for another subject. I'm going to go ahead and click on Magic Write, and let's say this time I want to use it for science. Let's say I wanted to create some multiple choice questions for a quiz. So let's put that I wanted to write a 5-question multiple choice quiz to assess second grade understanding of the water cycle. And let's give it specifics that I want it to cover key terms like evaporation, condensation, and let's add one more, and precipitation. Okay, and let me just go ahead and clean this up just a little bit. There we go. All right, and now I'm just going to go ahead and press generate. You see here it created the 5 multiple choice questions for me, so I can just go ahead and say insert. Something else that I like to use while I'm here in the whiteboard mode is that, let's say the students answer the questions and I want to go over the answers with them. I can go ahead and use the tools here, like it has a little draw feature or a drawing tool, and click on the pen. Let's say we talk about it as a class, we discuss the answers, so you can just circle and write on this actual whiteboard here. You can erase. You can also, there's a I think a highlighter here. There's another type of marker here that you can use. You can add a sticky note if you need to add some extra additional notes that the students should keep in mind. There's also shapes, there's also lines, and you can also add text and tables if you need to, which is nice to have. And it's embedded right within the presentation here, or the whiteboard. So as you can see, with just a few words, Magic Write can create your exit tickets, bell ringers, and quizzes. So you can spend less time building materials and more time focusing on what matters, which is your students. But remember, no AI tool replaces what you bring to the classroom. You are the magic in your school. Thanks for watching Educators Empowering Educators. If this video gave you fresh ideas or saved you time, hit like, subscribe, and share it with another amazing educator who's doing the work every day.